my sewing friends. This is Friday Sews. I'm Jen, and this is my sewing room, and I confess I'm a drama queen. This week I'm a drama queen. Let me tell you all about it, and actually, there's the filter through which you should view this video because I like to make a huge deal out of essentially nothing. So what are you gonna do? This week I worked on this. This is a romper for my daughter. It is McCall's 4824. I have written this number so many times now because I keep tracing off patterns for different sized daughters. This little romper, I'm wearing it actually. And this is the second one, made out of a microfiber sheet with piping. First, it wasn't big enough, so I fixed that by matching up the pattern with two seams, and then I just didn't care about the side seam. I did that on both sides of the bodice, and that seemed to work, actually. You can tell that side seam's off, but you can't tell about those other two seams. Pretty good, huh? And then I measured it on her and cut it off to do, she's shorter than I am, so I cut it off at about the place where I thought she wanted it, and it was too short. So I basically added on everything that I cut off, and I was gonna pattern match it, and I thought, you know what? No, too bad. So let me make a big deal out of that. Okay, I'm done. Those were the two things that I worked on this week. I still have another dress that I made for her that she tried it on the other night or the other morning, and she couldn't get it zipped up the back. So yeah, well, I went back in and I said, well, you know, I can fix that, because of course I did. So I have that about half done, and I just needed to let out the princess seam in the back and the side seams a little bit, but unfortunately the bodice is lined, so I got to do it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 times. But the skirt, thank God, is pleated, so that's so much easier to, you know, add width in. I'm trying to think of what the word is. Add width in, because you just have to make the pleats smaller, and I can work with one pleat and just do that, so it still looks good. So okay, let me have a fall apart about that. Okay, done. I went shopping this week for the back to my Vogue 9104 maxi dress, which is so maxi for Mother's Day. I'm making it out of a shower curtain, and unfortunately I could only get the front of it out of the shower curtain, which is totally fine because it's this big, bold, you know, expressive statement, screaming at you print. Maybe not screaming at you, but you know. And that's fine. You know, I'm not going to worry about it. I have plenty of scraps. And what I thought I would do is well, first of all, I went to Goodwill to get a sheet or some bit of fabric for the back of it, thinking, well, I'll do a solid color. Well, I found a bright orange sheet, but I wasn't thrilled with it because I thought, man, that's so in your face. I don't know if that's quite me. But I was thinking, maybe I could just use scraps and like color block out the back. So I think I'm gonna do that. I was going through my scrap pile this morning. I thought, why not use what you already have, Jen? So yeah, since I can't do the back out of the fabric. Okay, I'm done. I also found fabric there, and it was all in a bag, and sadly, they say you can't open the bag because they're not going to sell it to you if you open the bag. I mean, I understand why they do it, because if they did let you open the bag, then fabric would go everywhere and nobody would put it back in the bag. So, fine. It was $4.99 for the bag, and this stuff has just all come out of the dryer, but I did measure it. And this is a beautiful lightweight cotton. I don't know if it's a calico or like a batik. I don't think well, I don't know, maybe it's made for quilting, but yeah, 6 yards of this. Now, this is not really, it's not going to suit me, but I know it'll suit somebody that lives with me. And 6 yards, man, I'll tell you what, that'll make a big, full maxi skirt, sundress. I don't know, whatever she wants, I'll figure it out. There it goes. This, I think, is a curtain. It's about 1.5 yards, 44 wide. I did measure it that much. Cute little dark blue. I wouldn't, well, maybe navy. Yeah, I don't know. But it's a curtain. And I'll have to take it apart in order to use it. But, yeah, it does have a fold, I did figure out. But I think it's been folded long enough that it's going to show that fold crease. So if I want to make something with it, I can lay something on the fold, but I don't want to make the mistake of like a bodice front and having it, you know, mess that up. Yeah, no. So don't want to do that, but nice to have. There is about 1 yard of this, which is a cotton calico. Looks kind of like a zebra, if a zebra were army green, maybe. I don't know. But it's fairly soft. Yeah. And then there's this. This is a home deck cotton. Oh, my nose is itching. Allergy season. With grapes. I don't know what I would do with this, but it looks like I have it, doesn't it? So, ta-da! Okay, that's all the fabric that was in that bag. $4.99. I mean, really? Bandit. Yes. Well, I went on the Facebook de-stash page, the pattern de-stash page, and oh my God, somebody needs to keep me away from that. But I'm always on the lookout for more Laura Ashley patterns because I love Laura Ashley. Okay, so I found these two and I went ahead and ordered them, and it seems like I've ordered another one or two. Yeah, I always say I've got more than 1,000 patterns. What am I doing ordering patterns? But I'm ordering patterns. That's what I'm doing. I'm not going to Joann's and buying them for $1.99. These were about $3, I think. This one might have been more. This does not have a date on it, but it looks a lot like this one, which was why I got it, because it's got the full skirt where this has the more of a pencil skirt. It does have the pencil skirt version, but I just thought it was really pretty. Now this is a size 13 junior. So what that tells me is this was the Mrs. pattern. This was the junior's pattern. So I just thought it was really pretty. And my friend Madi said, hey, I bet that skirt is going to take a whopping amount of yardage. And I thought the same thing. But you know what? It only calls for about 4.5 yards, 4.25 of 50-inch fabric. So 60-inch fabric, you might be able to get away with less. But it does call for almost 5 yards of 36-inch fabric. Remember when fabric was 36 inches? You probably have no memory of that at all, or maybe you do, I don't know. I can vaguely remember it was phasing out when I was sewing in, my early teens. Anyway, it's not a fabric hog because the skirt is cut in rectangles. And you can see it's a pleated skirt. Just so cute. I love that collar. And now that I've made that collar and know how to do it, since I had to do it twice, I'll tell you all about that when I talk about the Easter dress. And then I got McCall 6612, and this is from 1979. I just thought it was a really cute sundress. And since I was already going to order this from this lady, I thought, well, I'll just get this too. What I love is you can kind of see it here, the way that goes down and comes back up again. I just love that silhouette, that yoke. And I thought, oh, I can tell you at least 3 daughters would love this. So I think I'm going to make it for Jenna when I go up to see her the week after Mother's Day. I'm going to go visit my kid. There's a life thing. In other news, in the sewing room, the improvements continue to be made. I'm working on my pegboard wall right now. I don't like all of my thread being up there. I like being able to see it if I need some, but that's only part of my thread. I don't have enough space to be up there. And so I was thinking, since I'm going to build a new pressing station, because currently my pressing station is a wreck. It's a mess. It's this great ironing board, which I really like, but it takes up too much room and there's no storage under it. So things just go into big buckets and it's a mess. It's just a mess. So what I'm doing is turning one of my 9-cube bookcase kind of things into a pressing station. So I'm going to paint it white, and then on top I'm going to pad it so that it can be kind of an ironing board. It's about 12 inches wide and 36 inches long, which is handy, but it's got all those cubbies underneath, like 9, where I can put projects that I want to do, things that I'm in the middle of, extra stuff that I have to mend or whatever. And with regard to the thread, I would really like to figure out some kind of a drawer system where I can like take 1 or 2 cubbies and just kind of put trays in there and put my thread in there. I have some ideas about how I can do it, but I'm going to have to get that done and get all that thread off my pegboard. I want to keep my serger thread on the pegboard, but I will have space over there when I get this done to be able, it'll, actually, I think I'm going to gain probably almost a foot of space. That's a lot. You know, everybody who comes into this room all think that this room is just so spacious and huge. It's not. It's like 14 by 12. And my table is 3 by 5. That's taken up a whole lot of area. So the less wide that I can keep the stuff that's along the walls, the more space I have to walk around this table. And so I may even gain enough space to be able to turn the table, which I would really like to do. So I don't know. I'm playing with the whole concept, and we'll see where I get with it. But currently, that is out in the garage, getting ready to be painted. I've primed the top just to see how the paint will behave. I've sanded the whole thing. I've put wheels on the bottom, and yeah, I just need to get the board for the top and then the batting and then some, do that part of it. Things are going to change. Things have already changed around here dramatically. So I'm excited to do a tour, but I'm kind of chomping at the bit about that because I want to do it. But I keep looking over there and thinking, not until that's done because it's a mess. So, okay, it's warming up here in Florida. But, spring hits everywhere in North America around now, and it doesn't get any better in Florida when it comes to allergies. Oh, that time of the year that we all love the most, right? That is why I walk around with my little tissue box, because my nose is constantly running. And I'm sneezing all the time. Now, not that I don't sneeze a lot of the time anyway, because here in Florida, in this part of Florida, and probably most of Florida, the land is all sand. And sand can get really dusty. And so, you're going to track it in and out of your house no matter what. So that makes me sneeze. But yeah, I'm walking around with this and being a drama queen because while it's easy to alleviate all the symptoms, the eyes watering and the nose running and the sneezing and all that, no problem. Just take some allergy meds. And for me, that means, okay, bye, see ya. I'll be back in maybe 24 hours after I sleep it off. Oh, let me be a drama queen about that too. Okay, I'm done. I'll tell you what, it's inescapable. It was just as bad when I lived up north, so I'm sure if you're going through the same thing, my heart is feeling it for you because this is not fun. It's not like your life screeches to a halt or anything. Well, unless I take allergy meds and then, I gotta go to sleep for days. But, anyway. Okay, I am continuing to improve my house. I was very productive this week in terms of Everything. I was productive in here. I was productive around my house. That whole paralysis thing that I have talked about before, where, you know, you have so many projects going or that need to get done and you kind of go, I'm overwhelmed. I can't do it. Oh, drama queen about that. Okay, I'm done. Yeah, I just decided, well, pick one. Pick one, Jen. Just go pick one. Because honestly, some of my paralysis was due to that same thing that Phoebe from Friends had that time where she said, somebody asked her to help with something and she said, well, you know, I would, but I don't want to. So I kicked myself and said, all right, go do it. Go me. Yes. I am getting her done. I am just doing it, you know? Finally, it's about time. I still haven't gone out and done the pocket screws in my sofa table, but you know what? I'll get it done. I will get it done because I'm getting it done. I would have worked a little more on my pressing station today, but I don't have the car. Cars around here are getting to be a juggling act because we have two people with jobs and me. So I'm totally fine to stay home all the time. I don't need a car, but I do need a car to go get the board for the top of the pressing station. You know what? I am telling you a whole lot more about life around here than you probably even care to know. But there it all is this week. So yeah, I've had my moments. I know anytime I want to go take a nap, all I have to do is take an allergy pill. There's that. So yeah, life is good around here. Lots of sunny days, and boy, any day that you need sunglasses is a good day, no matter what happens. You just step back if stuff is going wrong and you go, I don't want to fight the world today. I do not want to. And it kind of just goes, okay, good, we're good. And I pray a lot too, because I go, God, please. And I don't know, somehow he makes me able to handle it. Go figure. Guess because he's God, huh? So that's Friday SEWS for this week. A very Gabby, hyper, more stuff than you want to know version. If you have problems with allergy meds or you got a ton of things done this week and you are in gear, like attacking everything, then let me know, especially your sewing. And I will direct you over here in case you ever want to see a list of all of my Friday SEWS, some of which most of which I guarantee you are far more sedate than this one. And I will see you next time. So thanks for watching, and don't forget, who loves you the most?